No one noticed the moment it began. There was no explosion, no warning, no alarm. Across Earth, screens quietly turned on. In a small apartment, a television lit up by itself. In a crowded city, phones vibrated at the same time. In military bases, secure monitors broke protocol and displayed the same image. People stopped what they were doing. A signal had taken control of everything. At first, it was only static. Then the picture became clear. A massive room appeared on every screen. It was not human. The walls were smooth and dark, glowing with strange symbols. Tall alien figures stood in a wide circle. Their bodies were thin, their faces sharp and emotionless. Their eyes reflected cold light. They were watching something. One of them stepped forward. When it spoke, the voice was calm. To calm, citizens of Earth, it said, this message is being shared across your world and across the galaxy. People froze. In homes, families stared at the screen. In hospitals, doctors stopped moving. In classrooms, children went silent. The alien continued. Your species has been observed for a long time. You have failed every test. The image changed. The broadcast split into many smaller screens. Human cities appeared. New York, Tokyo, London, Mumbai, Live. People could see streets they recognized, buildings they had walked past, cars moving through traffic like any normal day. Then the sky changed. A flash of light appeared above one city, and everything below it disappeared. The sound reached the viewers seconds later, a deep, heavy roar that shook speakers and ears alike. Millions watched as entire blocks vanished. The alien voice spoke again, steady and emotionless. This is not war, it said. This is correction. On Earth, leaders shouted orders that no one could hear. Military commanders tried to cut the signal, but nothing worked. Satellites ignored commands. Defense systems went offline before they could respond. Another city vanished. Screams filled living rooms. People dropped to their knees. Some turned away. Others could not stop watching. The aliens were not hiding anything. They wanted the galaxy to see. The broadcast showed alien observers watching the destruction from above, studying it like a lesson. Numbers appeared on the screen called statistics, tracking human losses in real time. The alien speaker explained why. Humans expand without control. It said, you fight each other. You destroy your own world. If left alone, you will bring chaos to the stars. Another flash, another city gone. The message was clear. This was an example. The alien council turned to the camera once more. Let this be known, the speaker said. Any species that follows the human path will face the same fate. Across Earth, something broke. Hope collapsed. Nations that once argued now stood silent. Weapons meant to protect humanity were useless. Every human attack failed before it could even launch. The aliens had planned everything. As the broadcast continued, something else happened, something the aliens did not notice. In a deep underground facility, old systems woke up. They were not connected to the internet, not linked to satellites. They were forgotten by design. Human engineers stared at data streams pulled directly from the alien signal. Every delay, every energy spike, every mistake hidden in the broadcast. The aliens were showing too much. They believed humans were already finished. The broadcast slowed. The destruction paused. The alien speaker delivered its final message. Remember this moment, it said. Remember what happens when a species refuses to obey. The screen faded to black. Across Earth, silence returned. Cities burned. Smoke filled the sky. Sirens cried without purpose. But humanity was still alive, and humanity was watching. In the underground facility, a single human officer spoke quietly. They wanted fear, he said. They wanted everyone to see. Another engineer looked up from her screen. They gave us their systems, she said. Every rule they follow. The officer nodded. Then we will give them a broadcast too. Far above Earth, unseen by alien eyes, human-made satellites adjusted their position. Something new was coming, and this time the galaxy would be watching humanity. The galaxy waited. After the broadcast ended, no one expected Earth to survive long. Many worlds believed humans were already finished. Some alien civilizations erased Earth from their future maps. The empire that sent the broadcast felt satisfied. They had shown power. They had taught fear. Weeks passed, and Earth stayed silent. No counterattack, no message, no response. The alien leaders met in their grand chamber and laughed quietly among themselves. Humans, they decided, were exactly what they had predicted: loud when alive, silent when broken. But silence did not mean surrender. Deep below Earth's surface, far from burning cities and broken skies, humanity was working. In hidden bunkers and forgotten stations, scientists, soldiers, and engineers gathered. They did not cry anymore. They did not argue. They studied. The alien broadcast had not been just a threat. It was also a signal, a complex one, and humans had captured every second of it. They replayed it again and again. They slowed it down. They broke it apart. They listened between the sounds. Patterns began to appear. The alien empire used perfect order. Every system followed strict rules. Every ship, every weapon, every gate moved in predictable ways. Humans saw weakness in that perfection. Everything they use talks to everything else, one engineer said quietly. If we touch one part, the rest reacts. The officer beside her nodded like a chain. Humanity did not rush. They rebuilt what mattered, not cities, not monuments. They rebuilt knowledge. Small teams worked independently, never sharing full plans. If one group failed, the rest would survive. Humanity had learned that lesson the hard way. Slowly, carefully, humans began testing. Far from Earth, a human probe drifted near an alien relay station. It did not attack, it listened. The relay flickered, nothing exploded, no alarms sounded. The aliens did not notice. Encouraged, humans tried again. A distant alien ship lost power for 3 seconds. Just 3, then it came back online. The crew blamed a system error. They were wrong. Across Earth's underground network, screens lit up. It worked, someone whispered. The humans smiled for the first time since the broadcast. Days later, something new appeared across the galaxy. A signal, not loud, not threatening. It did not force screens on. It did not shout. It simply appeared. Alien traders saw it first. A clean.com message floating through space. No images of death, no explosions, just words. This is a human broadcast. Confusion spread. The alien empire detected the signal and tried to block it. Their systems hesitated, then failed. Across dozens of star systems, alien gates shut down. Fleets lost navigation. Supply routes broke apart. Nothing was destroyed, but nothing worked either. The human broadcast continued. It showed data. Simple lines, clear numbers, energy flow, command paths, system limits. The aliens realized too late. Humans were not attacking worlds. They were turning off the empire. In the alien council chamber, panic replaced confidence. Leaders shouted orders, but their voices echoed uselessly. Their own systems ignored them. How did they do this? One demanded. They should not be capable, another said. But humanity had never been simple. The broadcast spoke again, using a human voice this time. Calm, control. You taught us by example. It said, you showed us how you think. Across alien space, ships drifted helplessly. Military fleets could not fire. Defense grids powered down. The galaxy watched in shock. Humans had not matched alien strength. They had gone around it. Worlds that once feared the empire began cutting ties. Some even cheered quietly. No one liked rulers who killed to make a point. The alien empire tried one last move. They demanded the broadcast stop. Earth answered with silence. Then the signal returned, clearer than before. We are not here for revenge, the human voice said. We are here to end the threat. Alien leaders understood the truth at last. This was not a warning. This was a shutdown. Across Earth, people listened from shelters and ruins. They did not celebrate. They watched, holding their breath. Humanity had stood up not with rage, but with patience. As the broadcast continued, the human voice added one final line. This is not the end. In the dark of space, the alien empire began to fall apart, and everyone knew something even bigger was coming next. The alien empire did not fall in a single moment. It fell slowly, across their territory. Systems failed one by one. Not with fire, not with noise, but with silence. Ships drifted between stars, unable to move. Space stations lost light and heat. Entire worlds waited for help that never came. The empire had ruled through fear for centuries. Now fear ruled them. In the great council chamber, alien leaders stood in chaos. Their perfect order was gone. No commands worked. No fleets answered. They had never prepared for this. They had believed strength was enough. On Earth, humans watched quietly. They did not cheer. They did not shout. They remembered the broadcast. They remembered the cities. Human leaders gathered in secure rooms, not to argue, but to decide what came next. The empire's finished, one officer said. If we push harder, they will collapse completely. A scientist hesitated. And then what? We become what they were. Silence followed. Humanity had power now, but power always came with a choice. Far across space, the alien empire made its last move. Using emergency systems, they sent out a message to the galaxy. It was weak, broken, full of errors. They asked for help. No one answered. Worlds they had ruled turned away. Civilizations they had threatened went quiet. The galaxy remembered the broadcast. It remembered the lesson. The alien empire stood alone. Then a final human broadcast appeared. This time, it reached every system, even those without working networks. It moved through space like a whisper that could not be stopped. The image showed Earth, not its weapons, not its armies, its people, humans, rebuilding streets, carrying the wounded, children learning under open skies again. Cities scarred, but alive. A human voice spoke, not angry, not proud. We were shown no mercy, it said. But we choose not to erase life for pleasure. In the alien council chamber, the leaders watched in silence. They had expected revenge. Instead, they saw restraint. The voice continued, you ruled through fear. You killed to teach obedience. That system ends today. The broadcast shifted. Alien control networks shut down permanently. Military command codes were erased. Stargates collapsed into inert metal. The empire no longer existed. Not destroyed. Ended. Their worlds remained. Their people lived, but their power, everything that made them rulers, was gone forever. The final message was short. Do not mistake this for weakness, the voice said. Humanity will not rule you, but we will not allow monsters to rule anyone again. The signal faded. Across the galaxy, history changed. New alliances formed. Old empires stepped carefully. No civilization wanted to become the next lesson. Earth did not rise as a conqueror, it became a boundary. Years passed. Human cities grew again, shaped by loss and memory. Children learned about the broadcast not as a victory, but as a warning. Human ships traveled to stars, not to dominate, but to observe. When conflicts rose, humanity spoke once. Usually, that was enough. Far from Earth, on a quiet alien world once part of the Empire, an old leader looked up at the sky. The stars felt different now, free. Back on Earth, in a simple room deep underground, a human officer stood before a dark screen. The systems that saved humanity were shut down, sealed away forever. "We won't need this again," someone said behind him. The officer nodded. "Let's hope not." The room went dark. The broadcast that was meant to end humanity had failed. Instead, it ended an empire, and the galaxy learned a truth it would never forget. Humans do not need to shout, they only need to answer once.